Is hypnosis real, and why do some people seem to go straight into hypnosis quickly while others seem like they just can't be hypnotized at all? Wouldn't it be the case that if hypnosis was real, everybody would go in the same way? These are the questions people have, and I have answers. Hi, my name is Taylor Kyle. I'm a professional magician and hypnotist, and I've been performing hypnosis for the last 6 years of my life. Today, we're going to answer some of the myths and debunk them, and, of course, discover some of the truths about hypnosis as well. Let's dive in. So the first thing you need to understand is that a lot of people have big misconceptions around hypnosis. They think, oh man, it's mind control. And it's understandable, right? Sometimes it looks dramatic, a hypnotist on stage, they're doing crazy stuff, whatever. I get it, right? But the thing is that the best way to understand it is what it actually is, right? It's not that people can't stop themselves from being hypnotized. It's that it feels so good, why would they? You can look at it this way. If you were in a state of perfect relaxation, right? Oftentimes pain disappears, negativity disappears, your mind's clear, you're focused. People aren't unconscious, that's another myth that people have. No, they're aware, and they're aware of a pleasant experience. In fact, whenever the hypnotist gives a, suggestion or whatever, right? It feels good to do it. So why wouldn't they? You see what I'm saying? Now, it isn't that they can't stop themselves. Just like with anything that feels good, right? You can stop yourself. This is the interesting thing about like addictions. Oftentimes people will stop themselves, but then when do they have a hard time with it? When they get tired, when they get relaxed, right? Because when they get tired or they're dealing with stress, they want relief. And so what do? They say, oh, I could just say no, but I really enjoy that thing that I shouldn't enjoy. And then they do it anyway. But is it true that they couldn't stop themselves? Well, we all know that they can, right? And people often do. There's many people who do decide one day that, you know what, they're going to commit to it. And they do it. You see? But this also explains why hypnosis is so good for overcoming these problems, right? Because that mechanism that causes us to feel that way with the habit is the same thing that happens in hypnosis. And so that's what hypnosis is. They're in a pleasant state that makes it feel good to experience those sensations, right? So here's the thing though. Why do some people go in quickly and other people seem to take a long time or can't go in at all? And the answer comes down to something interesting. It's about how a person processes information. Remember, the hypnotist has to give suggestions to the person for them to experience something, right? So what happens if their subconscious mind doesn't know how to interpret the suggestions that's being given to it? You see, different people learn in different way and internalize information in different way. So certain phrasings or certain ways of speaking might cause a reaction in one person's unconscious mind, but won't cause it in another. And there are certain people, these people have a special mind where they're able to internalize all forms of information. These people are highly hypnotizable because once they go into that trance state, when we say sleep and they actually go into the trance state and they actually willingly open their mind, once they're there, their subconscious mind is capable of interpreting all forms of suggestion. So this makes them much more suggestible than the average person, more naturally inclined to suggestion. All right, so this is an easy way to think about it. Of course, it's a little more complicated than this, but this is the easiest way to really understand it and intuitively grasp the concept of what's going on. So if you like that explanation, if you'd like to learn more, check out my other videos. I have a video on the top 5 myths that people believe about hypnosis and why they're wrong. I also have a video explaining the subconscious mind and what it actually is and how it functions. I also have a video on how you can hypnotize yourself to achieve your goals. Whatever you want to learn about, feel free to check it out. My name is Taylor Kyle, and this is my channel. And if you like it, why not smash the like button and share with a friend. Thanks for your time.